A contract situation that no one is talking about looms beneath the surface, according to an NFL insider. It's Quinnen Williams. We'll talk about it. Boy Green Daily starts now.
I'm going to lose my gosh darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Let's go!
Put your seatbelts on. Get ready for the ride. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcasts. It's Jets Talk every single day. And again, a big shout out. We recently surpassed 8,000 subscribers. Super humbling. Really appreciate it. And we will be getting into Jets, New York Jets Talk in general, and the Quinnen Williams thing. For those listening and you don't want to hear what I'm about to say next, I suppose if you're watching after the fact, you could skip ahead. But today is, of course, September 11th. And I would be remiss if I did not mention this right off the top of the show. 24 years ago, September 11th, 9/11. 4 coordinated terrorist attacks against the United States in 2001. September 11th was the deadliest terror attack in human history, causing the deaths of 2,996 people. Thousands more were injured, and long-term health effects arose as situations and ripple effects from those horrific and tragic events. An additional 343 members of the New York City Fire Department and New York Fire Patrol also perished. 71 law enforcement officers died in the World Trade Center and on the ground in New York City. 55 military personnel who died at the Pentagon in Arlington County in Virginia. So many more. So many more. And, you know, the crazy thing is, so I tell you guys I talk at colleges every once in a while. Normally like once a year or something, for the sports broadcasting class. And somehow it comes up, not 9/11, but it comes up the ages of the kids in the room. Because, like, I'll be like, like, how many freshmen, how many sophomore, how many junior or senior? And normally they're upperclassmen when you're at that high level of a sports broadcasting class. And then they'll just start ripping off their ages of, I was born in 2005. Yeah, I was born in 2008. I was born in 2006 or whatever these numbers are saying. And I'm like, oh, my God, I've got memories before you were born. But another thing that always comes to my head is, oh, my gosh, these kids don't even know what 9/11 is. So it was a tragic event in human history that we're never going to forget. So it is a crazy world out there. Again, normally I only talk sports on this show. But some things transcend. And just wanted to say, put this under there. And 9/11, we'll never forget all those lives lost again. This was the deadliest terror attack in human history on September 11th, 2001. And again, 2,996 people lost their lives. On top of, like I said, countless others with long-term effects from the smoke and fire that came from all the destruction. And again, one more shout out to the 343 members of the New York City Fire Department, New York Fire Patrol, the 71 law enforcement officers who also perished, 55 military personnel who died at the Pentagon in Arlington County, Virginia, and the countless others that have been forever affected by this, including their families that live on without some of these people in their lives. So I just wanted to start off the show with that, with a salute, and that we will never forget. Rest in peace to, as Yo Hum says, rest in peace to all the victims and first responders. Damn shame. That's exactly what I was going to say next. So just wanted to start off the show in that manner, just because it just felt right. Now, what I always say on this show, and to as my pop says, right, we're at 8,000 subscribers and counting. More numbers coming in. We're on the road to 9,000, baby. Let's go. And what I tell people, when people are like, "What the hell is Boy Green Daily? What is it all about?" And one of the things I do say is, I hope it's a distraction for people. Everyone's got stuff going on in their lives or whatever, and personally, professionally. And hopefully this show can make you for an hour laugh a little, have some fun, talk some Jets, and everything in between. So hopefully that is the mission that we can accomplish, because that's a mission I set out to do every day. Is hopefully you guys can get an escape here with all this fun stuff we talk about with our green team against the world. And hopefully some people can resonate with that, and it can draw in that way. Ricky New York Live saying, I remember that morning vividly. Yeah, I was, what would that be, 9 years old? I was in school. And when your teachers are rushing to turn on the little TVs up in the corner that they didn't use, and we're just seeing what could only be described, and I don't mean this in any sort of a disrespectful way. When they turned it on, we as kids are like, are they putting on a movie? Like, what is this? What is this? One of those crazy action movies or something? Like, what's happening? That's the thoughts that are running through us little kids, our little kids' heads as we're seeing this. And we were informed very quickly, no, this is live footage. This is real. And your parents coming to pick you up. It was just a sad day, sad days that I'll never forget for the rest of my life. So. Let's get a super chat in here. This is from NC Green. Very fitting here. Let's get it. Every time we get a super chat here from my daughters, Raya Luna.
Wow.
Today, I'm here as a Jets fan, but my heart is centered on 9/11 and the loss of a great American yesterday. Sad day to America. I appreciate the super chat, NC Green. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I won't go into no one should ever, no matter how we feel about each other. Again, I keep politics out of this show. But I would just say in a general sense that no one deserves to lose their lives for any reason. If you agree with someone or disagree with someone, wherever you stand out there in the universe, we all agree and disagree with each other. I think we can do it civilly here as American citizens. So hopefully that can be the case for everyone out there. In the universe. NC Green, you picked up 2 more raffle tickets for our contest. You have 19 raffle tickets. I'll update the banner in a bit. Appreciate it. All right. Well, appreciate all the commentary so far today, everybody. Appreciate it. Let's get right into it here with New York Jets. There is a looming contract situation for the New York Jets. And when this man said it, I went, what? Already? Huh? Quinnen Williams, believe it or not, has a looming contract situation with the New York Jets. This was first brought up earlier this week on Jets Final Drive, the SNY digital TV show with Connor Hughes and Zach Rosenblatt. Let's first play that clip.
Quinnen Williams, super active again, a sack, 2 hits, 2 additional hurries, according to Pro Football Focus. Quinnen Williams is one that the Jets might want to take care of him pretty soon because he's out of guaranteed money on his contract next year. He has been the quintessential leader and soldier for this team, just doing everything right. A dominant force in the middle of their defense. Take care of the guy. Like, adjust the contract, add some more guaranteed money, something like that, because he's a guy in Quinnen that you really want to keep happy. And also...
And that was not the only time Connor Hughes brought it up. There's another SNY digital TV show called Jets Mailbag with Janae Coakley and Connor Hughes. Connor Hughes brought up the subject again. Let's listen in.
Quinnen Williams, who we have not talked about often, Janae, no guaranteed money left on his contract. So Quinnen Williams is going
already?
Yeah, Quinnen Williams is going to need a new deal. He's going to need a new contract. And that's another guy who's going to demand a lot of money. So.
And think about all the guys we've been talking about. Oh, Jermaine Johnson. Oh, Breece Hall. Oh, John Simpson. Oh, Elijah Vera Tucker. Oh, wait. Whoa. Wait. Quinnen Williams. Add him to the list. And when Connor Hughes said that, I'm like, well, let me look at the numbers. Here they are from over the cap. Okay. Quinnen Williams originally signed this 4-year, $96 million extension, which, by the way, which it's hard to remember because we're getting all these new deals left and right. Quinnen Williams had the highest total contract in New York Jets franchise history and the highest per year average. That topped both of those numbers that were held by C.J. Mosley. He signed an $85 million deal, which was the new ceiling for a Jets contract, and then his per-year averages and all that other jazz. And then inevitably he was topped by Quinnen Williams. And that feels like yesterday in some senses, but in some senses it doesn't. Because, right, Sauce Gardner gets crazy money, Garrett Wilson gets crazy money, and Jamie got really good money, but that's not in the same ballpark. But the reason I bring all this up is that, damn, we're already here. Because according to Over the Cap, actually, there is still a little bit of guaranteed money left in Quinnen Williams' deal next year. $5 million, according to Over the Cap. $5 million in guaranteed salary. But beyond that, there's nothing. There's only 2 years left on Quinnen Williams' deal, according to Over the Cap, 2026, 2027. And again, based on the contract structure, after this season, there's only $5 million in guaranteed money left on the deal. So that could, lead to a contract situation coming up this offseason where Quinnen's like, hey, man, I'm one of the leaders on this team. I want to be paid. And boy, he continues to be disruptive. There's a lot of things I love about Quinnen Williams. There's a lot of things I love. And when you look at this, when you look at the stats, I was going to say sacks, which you can also look at. But when you look at the stats, here's the story on Quinnen Williams, right? So he has that underwhelming rookie year where he only has 2.5 sacks. A lot of people are whispering, oh boy, is this a bust? And then all of a sudden, he explodes. Over the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, he had at least 5.5 sacks in each of those seasons, if not more. So after that 2.5 sack year where some people were like, I don't know, he had 7 sacks, 6 sacks, 12 sacks, 5.5 sacks, 6 sacks, and he already has 1 sack on the season. If he's on pace right now, he's going to get 17 sacks this season, a sack a game. Now that's unlikely, but that would be terrific. But the point is that Quinnen Williams has a very high floor as a pass rusher, and you're like, nice. Every year I'm at least getting this plus more. The quarterback hits, I'm at least getting this plus more. Again, throwing that rookie year aside, 14 hits, quarterback hits, 14 quarterback hits, 12 quarterback hits, 28 quarterback hits, 20 quarterback hits, 18 quarterback hits. I mean, just the numbers are just there, man. Tackles for loss, 10, 7, 12, 11, 8. Like, he is just a disruptive player. You guys don't need me telling you that. And also, with pass deflections, 3, 3, 4, 3. Like, he just gets involved, man. And a leader on the team, disruptive, all of it. The second longest tenured player on the team, only behind Thomas Hennessy, our long snapper. Quinnen Williams is a guy we're going to have to take care of. And according to Connor Hughes, he's going to want a lot of money. A lot of money indeed. A lot of moolah. A lot of scratch he's going to want. And understandably so. So we'll have to see how the Jets operate with this. Yo Holmes says Jets got the money, pay him. I'll be curious because let me see. Highest paid defensive tackles. Where does old Quinnen Williams stand? So he stood in one place when he signed that deal, but the contracts have really blown up. So let's see. Go to Over the Cap. Okay. Where's Quinnen still ranked? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, he's 7 on the list, technically tied for 6th on the list. So Chris Jones is the highest paid interior defensive lineman in football. He's making $31.75 million. So that's a big gap. And then the next closest gap is significant. Milton Williams, who the Patriots just signed in free agency, he's making $26 million per year. You have Zach Allen, he just got paid. He's making $25.5 million per year. You have Nnamdi Madubuike of the Baltimore Ravens. He's making $24.5. Aleem McNeil, the Detroit Lions, he's making $24.25. Derek Brown is tied with Quinnen Williams, making $24 million a pop. So at least it's still respectable. You know, like for wide receivers or some quarterbacks, you guys can get tossed very quickly. You could be like, ooh, I'm 3rd. And then all of a sudden, whoa, I'm 12th. So at least for Quinnen, he's still somewhat respectable. I mean, he's in the top 6. That's not bad. Or top 7 if you want to be specific. But top 6, 7, right? In salary, that's not bad. That's good. But, you know, a new moolah could be coming, and Quinnen has a very strong case with a lot of his numbers to rise up that chart there pretty quickly. And I'd have no problems with it. Quinnen's a really good player, and I want Quinnen to be a Jet for life. I know that's a questionable term to use with some of its connotation, but I'd love for him to be a Jet for life. Michael James says, hey, do what the Eagles do. They somehow pay everybody. It's a good point. I don't know how the hell they do that, but they do. Alon says, Elijah Vera Tucker, that dude is done in G&W, green and white. We'll see. I thought so. I'm going to be honest. If I'm just laying my cards on the table when that injury happened, I'm like, whoop, boop, his Jets career's over. But Connor Hughes and Zach Rosebud said, whoa, not so fast. They said the injury actually opens the door because now he can come back on a cheaper deal, 1 year prove-it deal. Why wouldn't he do it with this coaching staff that he loves? And I'm like, all right, makes sense to me, I guess. Now, it takes two to tango. The Jets are going to have to want that because you give him a 1 year deal, he gets injured again, then what? You just lit a year's worth of money on fire. So you're going to have to believe in the player, I guess. And tricep injuries are so weird. Like, it's not, I guess Zach Rosenblatt sort of said that's the silver lining in it all, is that it's not like you blew out his knee again. And you're like, that knee's getting shaky. Like, tricep, Achilles. But he came back from the Achilles. He played all last season. So, bizarre injuries. Like, what is he doing that keeps blowing out his triceps? Like, such a rare injury, and that he blew out both of them is like freaky. But so yeah, they believe his journey is not over. I immediately thought his journey was over, but I guess we'll see. Yeah, I'll be curious what the Jets do. It's a good question. Zach Quinn kind of coming up here. Like, do you keep Tippmann at guard for because like he's going to be the right guard for the rest of the year unless Myers gets hurt. So he plays guard all year and gets all these snaps at right guard that he had not had previously. He had about 200 snaps at right guard during his rookie year, but that was it. And then he's been a center. So if he rides out this whole year and plays really great as a guard, do the Jets bring back Josh Myers as center? Do they go draft and find a center? Do they do both? Do they bring back Josh Myers for now and then add another center to sort of have that bun in the oven? Like, I don't know. That's a good question. And then like the like I said, the ABT spot, like how does that go? Yeah. Let's see. Yo Home says Ravens got 0 sacks on Allen. That's a game right there. We're gonna have a lot of Bills interviews coming out. For our Boy Green Coffee Club members, you guys are going to get this interview before anyone else. I am going to talk to the Buffalo Bills sideline reporter, Sal Capaccio. You guys see him all the time on Pat McAfee. He actually just won a Bills Broadcasting Award yesterday, so we'll talk about that during our interview. So congrats to Sal Capaccio for that. So we're going to have that interview. Kevin Masserier, we'll do that with Boy Green Meets Woody. That comes out today. We'll do that show at 3:00. Excuse me. So I have Kevin Masserier. We have Sal Capaccio. We've got Anthony Prohaska on the MC Show digital channel. And one of the things that I've been told by Bills people, Yo Holmes, is that you're not going to, this is what they told me, you're not going to get a lot of sacks on Josh Allen because their offensive line is really good and Josh Allen is tough to bring down and very mobile. So don't be frustrated by lack of sack numbers if you don't get there. He said it's really on the pressures and making him uncomfortable and things of that nature. So maybe you're right. It is actually just bringing him down and getting sacks. Or maybe the Bills people are right. Hey, man, you don't have to sack him. You just have to, like, disrupt him. I don't know. Hop on Pop. This is the issue with these contracts that aren't worth the paper they're written on, right? You see 4 years, $96 million for Quinnen. You're like, oh, wow. And then a couple years in, they're like, not the guaranteed money in here. Hey, I need to be updated with the rest of the league. And the team probably was like, hey, play out your deal. And he's like, I don't want to. And yeah, that is what's going on there. Yep. JCK says Dexter Lawrence playing for food stamps. I figured he'd be up there. Yeah, Dexter Lawrence. Let me go down the list. Yeah, he's making $22.5 million. Now, I don't know if Over the Cap has this updated because they did give him some sort of a juice package right before the year. But I think it was just for this year. So I'll double check that one. But on Over the Cap, he's listed at $22.5 million, which would be, let's get that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11th. And he was rated the number 1 defensive tackle by ESPN's Jeremy Fowler panel. The Giants were smart. You don't say that very often about those Giants, but they were smart. They paid him early, and then it looked like this awesome deal. So, yeah, so he is 11th on the list. But again, I remember something faintly about the Giants like juicing his contract right before the year. So they may have given him like a mini raise and we'll figure it out later or something. But he has multiple years left in this deal. It's like 2 or 3 years on his deal. I remember talking to a Giants person before the season about that in that building. So interesting. NC Green says, back to football. Just draft the center, sign Simpson, get a comp pick for ABT. There you go. That could be it. The only thing I worry about the ABT thing is if he goes signs that 1 year prove deal with someone else, that's not a lot of comp pick money coming back. If he was just fully healthy and hit the market and got like $100 million from somebody, woo-wee, just might get a 3rd round pick. But unfortunately, I doubt he gets that long-term deal. Maybe a team is froggy enough where they're like, guys, let's risk it to get the biscuit here, and we'll sort of build an interesting contract for ABT on the open market where we protect ourselves a little bit from injury, but give him some guarantee money for now and guarantee money like into year 2, and maybe that gets him to commit long-term, and if he's fully healthy, we get a great deal. So maybe a team will be savvy enough to pull something like that off, but my guess would be 1 year prove-it deal next year, whether it's with the Jets or somebody else. Good morning, Johnny boy. Good to see you in here, pal. Good morning. Good morning. Alon, I'm fine with giving Quinnen Williams money. Unsure I feel the same with Quincy. Again, I love Quincy the player, love the mentality, love all that stuff. He had that dumb penalty last week that was very costly. We don't talk enough about that. And hopefully, that was old Quincy. That was old Quincy before the rehab process of the Jets, or the recent rehab process. Because, like, when he first came to the Jets, he was a wild man, doing all kinds of stupid stuff, penalties, over pursuing and stuff like that. The Jets were able to recalibrate Quincy Williams, and we got a very good version of it. But then the demons came back out. We're like, whoa, Quincy, whoa, rein it back in, buddy. Rein it back in. So we'll see. But I know Alon is more so indicating the off-ball linebacker money investments at that position. Good morning, Dave Brigga. Good to see you, Dave. Appreciate you. Yes, sir. We got a great army here of Boy Green Coffee Club members. That's for sure. Dave Brigga says Tippmann going forward will be the guard. Will be a guard. It's the right move. Could be. Yeah, we'll see. J-Boy says, O-line can play a long time. The kid still has time to get healthy and be great. I'm assuming you're talking about ABT, which, again, obviously, if he does a 1 year prove-it deal with the Jets, he looks good, then the Jets can pay him. But I don't know. I don't know how this regime is going to feel about that. What we do know is that in terms of that, my thought just escaped me. That the Jets wanted to pay ABT before this injury happened. Danny Real Life says, very little Bills Jets content this week. I promise it's coming, Danny. Again, today we speak with Anthony Prohaska. That comes out on the MC Show digital channel. That'll be out around 11 o'clock today. Sal Capaccio comes out today. For Boy Green Coffee Club members, that'll come out on my YouTube channel. And then that'll be out either later today or early tomorrow. Who's the other one I'm forgetting? Oh, yeah, and Kevin Masseri. That's 3 o'clock live. So we got 3 Bills interviews coming for you, Danny. My Bills diehard on Twitter. It's coming, buddy. We got 3 interviews coming for you. So it'll be like an hour's worth of content or something. So I hope you guys enjoy all that Jets Bills content. We got DT, Dylan Terraman, baby. One of the 8,000 strong Boy Green Coffee Club subscribers. Appreciate you guys. Yes, sir. By the way, it is official. We will fully be back. We've got the live watch party. 10 minutes before the game, I'll be hopping on, and we'll be on for the full Jets-Bills game. We've got the pregame show at 7:30 in the morning with NFL insider Matt Lombardo. We'll have the postgame show as soon as the final whistle happens. We're going to transition from our live watch party and say, hey, everybody, hop on over to the postgame show, and we're going to jump over there. So, it's all coming, baby. As Joe Holmes says, guaranteed money is all that matters in the contract. So, we're getting up to it here for Quinnen. We sure are. Hop on Pop says, as I've said before, need to make all contracts guaranteed both ways. Good luck getting that past the National Football League. I don't think we're ever getting fully guaranteed deals in the NFL. I don't think so. Situationally, they come up. Kirk Cousins got one. Deshaun Watson got one. Certain players have gotten one on the mini deals, like the 2-year fully guaranteed for a certain wide receiver or certain running back or something, but they're very rare. I don't think they're coming full time. I just don't think the Shield is going to accept that. DT, Dylan Terraman says, if we get a comp pick for ABT, another team was grossly incompetent. Looking at you, Patriots. Yeah, again, like I said, maybe there is a team that'll just be desperate. And 26, 27-year-old offensive linemen that can play a lot of positions don't come free very often, even with warts. Maybe someone just goes crazy and says, hey, man, this is a rare opportunity. Let's risk it to get the biscuit here. Jets would benefit with a comp pick, I suppose. That's certainly possible. Tony DeGM says, it's not a looming contract situation. Q will redo his contract and stay a Jet for life. A rookie quarterback deal fixes all the problems. Well, just because they redo it, it is looming. It's unaddressed right now. When they address it, it will no longer be looming. And I don't mean that as a fear tactic or anything like, hey, just looming like, whoa, we're not thinking about it looming. I'm not trying to create any fear in the Jets fan base or anything. It was just an interesting comment for Connor Hughes, which caught my attention when I was listening to the show. I'm like, Quinnen Williams. And they said it again on this digital show I was listening yesterday. I'm like, damn, we should probably talk about this. And I'll have a full article out on it on Heavy on Jets. It's halfway done, but had to do the Boyd Green Daily show here. So I'll finish that later and you guys can read more of the details about it. But yeah, I hope he's a Jet for life. He's a good guy. And again, I don't blame him at all for the outburst or whatever you want to call it earlier this offseason when the Jets moved on from Aaron. And he's like, oh, boy, another rebuild year. Like, he's a frustrated player. He's had a lot of losing. He's had a lot of quarterbacks. I don't blame him at all. Let's go to Troy Sturgis here. How is Mason Taylor? People were saying his ankle is flaring up. Do you think he will start? There was a chance this could have been the headline video of today's show here, Troy. But let's wait for some further injury reports if we can by Friday's show with Bob Lederer. But Mason Taylor did not practice on Wednesday with an ankle. And head coach Aaron Glenn confirmed it's the same ankle he had problems with in camp. So that's concerning. That's concerning. Now, we'll see. Hey, I'll say this. The Jets tight end room's better than I thought. We've got Jeremy Ruckert. I didn't think I'd say that in a positive way, but we got Jeremy Ruckert. There's still Jelani Woods. There's Stone Smart. There's Andrew Beck. So if the Jets, and he had one catch for 20 yards last week, speaking of Mason Taylor. So if he needs time to R&R, then R&R, buddy, and we'll catch you in a couple weeks or something. But long story short, why I think it's concerning is this. He hurt his ankle during camp, missed a week. The Jets said it was high ankle. High ankle is worse than low ankle. High ankle is supposed to be a lot of weeks. He only missed 1 week. So either he's the fastest healer of all time, or the Jets mischaracterized the injury. You guys can play the game of whatever you want to play. Anywho, he gets hurt. I was at his first practice back from the injury. I was at the Jets-Giant joint practice, and he was not wearing any additional tape or anything. He was running around out there. I'm like, holy shit, Mason Taylor, quick healer apparently. And he looked great. So maybe he's going to be fine and they're going to be able to play through this or what have you. But I would just say, hey, let's think about the long term for the young man. Speaking of Jeremy Ruckert, that's a ghost of Christmas past. Jeremy Ruckert hurt his foot at the Senior Bowl, and then he was effed like his entire rookie season. So, whoa, if there's a way to sort of heal up Mason so he's better for the long term and short term, then let's take that approach. Let's think about the player. So, do I think he starts? I don't know until I see him practice. I don't think a rookie's going to go through a week without practicing, then just boop, show up on game day. So I am concerned about that injury at this point. I wrote a piece about that last night. So, Troy, good question. I'm a little concerned, but let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. NC Green. Comp picks also include how he plays for his new team. I don't think it's the how. I believe it's the snap percentages, if I remember correctly. Although it's an incredibly complicated formula, and I'm an idiot. So there's a lot of factors. It's the money the new team gives him versus the money you spend as a team, the snaps they play. I mean, there's a lot of complicating factors. So, yeah, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Again, I know a guy that his job is comp picks. We have to get him on the show. His name is Nick Corte, and we will get him on the show before I'm dead. So there you go. I don't know how much time that is because I could walk out of this house right now, get hit by a truck. But, yeah, I plan on doing that show somewhere in the future. That would be great to learn more about it. Number one, Usher Jet fan, great question. Curious who wins the return job. According to Rich Cimini, the new kid, Isaiah Williams, who the Jets stole off the Cincinnati Bengals practice squad, he's 24 years old. Had a stint with the Detroit Lions last year, which is how Aaron Glenn and Tanner Engstrand know him. He is the favorite to win the job. Now, there's two returners out there out on the field, so keep that in mind. Kene Nguanu, this hamstring continues to be evaluated. Oh boy, that doesn't sound good at all. And it seems like early indications are Kene Nguanu might not play this week against the Bills, which is a Debbie Downer because he's a dynamic return man. So Xavier Gibson, he's out. Kene Nguanu, likely out. Now we're talking about Isaiah Williams and like Arian Smith, Isaiah Davis, maybe. Let's get Team Isaiah, hashtag Isaiah. I don't know. But apparently, according to Rich, he had it in an article or on Twitter, Isaiah Williams, the new kid they just grabbed from the Cincinnati Bengals practice squad, is the leading favorite to be the number one guy. But there will be two guys out there, so keep that in mind, folks. TBD. TBD. Dave, thank you. Paul, always a pleasure to be here. I love doing this show. Yeah. Yes, Kel. McDermott says his Bills are sore after the Ravens game. Yes, when I was heading to the radio station last night for the Syracuse Mets game, I got to hear the full Sean McDermott presser, and they are beat up from the Ravens game. Very beat up. And you want to know how they responded to being beat up? Sean McDermott says we need a hard practice. So they slapped on the pads and went full pads on Wednesday, and the players were a little pads. They were a little grumbly about it. But, yeah, man, they're hurting. So what's the best way to address that is you hit them in the face with the same thing. Now, I'm not saying Justin Fields is Lamar Jackson, although Justin Fields is the second most rushing yards in a single season for a quarterback in NFL history, only behind Lamar Jackson. Okay. And Brees Hall obviously is not Derrick Henry, but it's Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry light. I mean, it's similar, sort of. So, I mean, the Bills struggled with that offensive attack, so they have a slight benefit of just having played it, so they'll have tape on it to study, and the Jets tape, so double tape to study. But if I'm the Jets, I'm hitting them with some of the same body shots and seeing if that can result in something. Yeah. Incel Alon says extra money from ABT could be used on wide receiver 2 or quality center next year. Sure. Yeah. There's a lot of, is another corner being added to this group. There's a lot more questions than answers. Look at our number one Austrian Jet fan, baby, gifting a Boy Green Coffee Club membership. Let's friggin' go. Let's see who that membership went to here on the program. Here it is. It went to Uncle Tio. Okay, welcome back, Uncle Tio, here to the program. He got it, it appears. I think that's who that is. If it's not, I apologize. But nonetheless, number one Austrian Jet fan gifting out a Boy Green Coffee Club membership out there in the universe. That is 58 raffle tickets for our number one Austrian Jet fan. Appreciate you, pal, and thanks for supporting the show. Can't believe we're at 8,000 plus subscribers now. It feels different, feels special, feels pretty cool as far as I'm concerned. So appreciate you. Thank you, my friend, for getting involved there. That's the best, buddy. Absolutely the freaking best. By the way, NC Green, you have 19 raffle tickets, which are now updated on the sheet of integrity and the scrolling ticker down below. So thank you, our number one Austrian Jet fan. All right, we're going to open up the phone lines in just a minute here on the program. You guys can feel free to call into the show. Again, I have a full article on this Quinnen Williams New York Jets action coming up a little bit later today. We have 400 people in the room, including 130 on the old YouTube, baby. 130 on the old YouTube. And as I take a gander over at the YouTube exclusively, I see we have 48 likes, but there's 131 people in the room. The math doesn't math. I'm talking to all you boys and girls out there that are watching on YouTube right now. Make sure you guys like this video. It is free to do. It is right there, or perhaps there, or maybe there. I don't know. I'm directionally challenged, but I'll tell you this. If you can like the video, that helps get this Jet show in front of many other Jet fans. Make it a part of your routine as you're tuning in. We're live every single day at 7:30 in the morning. So make it a part of your routine to like that video, baby. Pow-pow. Pow-pow. And like that video and show your support. I'd appreciate that. Thank you very much. All right, let's do this. We'll play a quick HEP timeout here, and your phone calls are welcome next right here on Boy Green Daily. Here we go.
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Talking Jets football, man. Boy Green, daily, bugging daily, bugging daily. New York Jets Football Club. Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Boy Green. J-E-T-S, Jets. Let's go.
Let's go, baby. You heard it from Hep. The phone lines are up, and that is youtube.com/BoyGreen25. If you'd like to call into the program, feel free to do so. That is youtube.com/BoyGreen25. Boy Green Daily streams live in 3 different places every single day. My Facebook page, @BoyGreen25, which currently has 2 people in there. Whoever you 2 people are, salute. Yes, there are people still on Facebook. And Twitter @BoyGreen25. We got another 250 in there, so appreciate you. And then 124 on YouTube. There we go, baby. No matter where you are, let's get it done. Gucci finessing. I like BG, Jets Media, and Jets Central. There you go. A lot of good people to like. I love Ian, love Richie, and love me. So that's a great combo. Yeah, some great people out there in the Jets content creator universe, which I'm very pleased with. We've got a lot of cool content creators out there. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, let's see. Let's answer some more of your questions here on the program. Yep, Jets Bills. I would just say this on Jets Bills again. So the line is we just printed out our sheets yesterday. Every Wednesday I print out the NFL picks against the spreadsheets because we end up doing that NFL pick show on Fridays, which, by the way, you guys, if you're not on Instagram, if you're on Instagram, hop on over to @MC Show Digital. Every Friday, we put our picks against the spread up, and you guys can pick the games. It takes like 5 seconds. On Instagram, you just click the profile picture and then just go, oh, Jets plus 8.5, or oh, Steelers -3, or whatever. Go boop, 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 boop. And then after 24 hours, the majority of your votes are the picks for each of the games. So feel free to get involved on that because we're going to keep track of that throughout the season. And I love the Jets on the spread. I mean, plus, I think they're down to plus 6.5 right now. It's been floating between 8.5 and 6.5. I like any of them. Hey, more points are better, so give me 8.5. But the Bills are beat up. They could be coming off an emotional high. Not could be. I mean, they are coming off an emotional high. And there could be a letdown, naturally, coming next. The Jets are hungry because they lost. They didn't win. So they are hungry for that first Aaron Glenn game ball to give to their coach. And what better one to give them than beating the Dragon, which is the AFC East, which Aaron Glenn and Justin Fields have said. They haven't pounded their chests like, we're coming for the division. But Justin Fields said among his goals is winning the AFC East. It all starts with the division, and he is right. And by the way, looking at the division, Miami has imploded. New England isn't as good as they said they were. Who said that before the year? Weird. Couldn't place it. Oh, that was me. So let's keep an eye on that New England team, huh? And then the Bills, of course, they're really good. And hey, I'm not scared of nothing. I welcome the Bills in it. Let's see if we can punch them in the face. When you go to prison, you find the biggest guy to punch him right in the face. Buffalo, you're my prison. You know what I mean. Let's go for the jugular on Buffalo, baby. All right, let's go to Hep on the phone lines. Hep.
Hey, Paul, that whole prison thing, that's a fallacy. Hitting the biggest guy in prison.
Oh, yeah.
That'll get you put into a box pretty quick.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I didn't really think that all the way through, but that makes a lot more sense. Yeah.
I think the idea is that you keep your head low, you mind your own business, but if someone pushes up on you, you have to fight. You
got to defend yourself. Don't be a bitch. Yeah,
you can even lose, but you have to fight.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
But do you know Justin Fields finished as the second highest rated quarterback this week?
Did he? Wow. Justin Fields guy, pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. And I don't know. I'm thinking that the defense. I'm curious about what we're going to do with Buffalo this week. I know Buffalo's going to try to shore up that run game after the embarrassment of last week, and they're going to be, really concentrating on that. I'm wondering how we're going to counterpunch, and maybe this is where we see Arian Smith go horizontal to
I
loosen
was
up
just
that
going to
bomb.
say that, right? They're all like, okay, we're going to put 30 guys in the box. They're not going to run on us. And we're like, okay, just Fields, play action, hoo-yah, and hit them.
Yeah.
And then they're like, son of a, now we got the leaky. And then they start worrying about that. And then we go back to the run, zigzag, pow, 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 counter, do,
Yeah.
do, do. Oh, yeah,
What-
that's what I'm
what do
talking
you-
about.
What do you think? What do you think's Glenn is gonna do as far as the secondary shoring that up?
Golly, because again, if old man Aaron Rodgers was open, because I think Ben Solak of ESPN said it. 6 of Aaron Rodgers' 7 big time throws came with like massive yards of separation, which were broken coverage plays. So the Jets made it easy for Aaron Rodgers, quite frankly. And Josh Allen, my big fear is twofold here. So what does Aaron Glenn do? His MO is man coverage, and I love man coverage. It's the ultimate battle of spirit. Mane, it's me versus you. Who gives a bleep about anyone else? We're going at it. Now, that's great and cool and macho. I love that. But the problem is that when you're playing man coverage, there's no one looking back at the quarterback. So your back's turned to the quarterback. So if the initial rush does not get to Josh Allen and he breaks through that, he's got a lot of green grass to go to take advantage, everyone looking the other way. So that scares me. But that's what Aaron Glenn's MO is. And so how do they counter that? Do they dedicate someone as a QB spy? And if so, who's the guy? Because if it's like a Quincy Williams, who's very fast and would make a lot of sense, I'm cutting Quincy Williams, legs off, because like if I'm telling him all you're doing is QB spying, then he can't do all the other stuff he normally does. I have to dedicate him to that role. If I pick a fat guy, like I don't know, like a defensive tackle or something, D-line, he's not going to be able to keep up. If I dedicate a defensive end or Jermaine or Will, that's stupid because then they can't rush. So, like, it's a very complicated game of how to do it. Now, you asked about the back-end coverage, and I think what he's going to do is just say, hey, Brandon, here's a new pair of cleats. Stop slipping around all over the place, for God's sakes. And, like, let's play some gosh darn football. And then MC2 as well, man. Profile, tackle up. Now, again, he was banged up last year, so, this is back with his, sea legs under him, but for damn, like, we don't have time for you to figure this back out again. Learn to tackle, learn to profile, because a couple of those, if he just wraps up, those big plays get wiped off the board. He gets juked out of his socks, and they turned into these massive, crazy-ass plays.
Do you think that firing of Gibson sent a shockwave through the locker room?
I think so, despite what AG said, where he's like, hey, man, it's not like you fumble, you're fucking out of here. Like he said, like that's not the message I'm going to send. But Rich Smith is like, well, I mean, that's sort of the message you just sent, because like, hey, man, if you F up, you're going to get tossed out the door. So I hope it did send. I think at the very least, it was accountability of like, oh shit. Like Aaron Glenn is matching the words. That's the worst thing that could happen, is if I come out here and say, hey, this is how I lay it on the line, and someone challenges that and I do nothing about it. Then everyone's like, oh, so I can cross this line and nothing's going to happen. Hey, boys, come on. Woo, 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 woo. And that now the entire foundation can all fall apart with that. So I think it's very important to crack the whip and say, I'm Aaron Bleepin Glenn, and this is the shit we're going to be doing. And I said we're going to do this on Sunday, and look what I just did. That's what happens. When I say things, they happen. And I think if I'm a player, I'm like, oh, okay, coach. All right, coach. And I hope that's the message that was received.
Thanks, Paul.
Appreciate you, Hep. Thank you so much, buddy. And again, Troy Sturgis, you now have 2 raffle tickets to our contest, so appreciate you. That has now been updated on the banner. But yeah, that's what I hope, that accountability has been laid out on the line there. And I think it has. I absolutely think it has. So good news there for the New York Jets. Speaking of Troy Sturgis, that's what I meant to say. Here you go, a 99-cent super chat.
Wow.
Now you have 2 raffle tickets. Now people are like, 2 raffle tickets out of where? Now you have them. Thank you very much, based on your previous super chat combinations. And by the way, real quick shout out, if you spend $3 on the channel, everybody, you have a chance to win fabulous prizes every single month. I try to give back to you, the New York Jets fan at home. And this is how you can do it. It's really easy peasy, lemon squeezy, baby. Here's how it works. You see that money sign if you're watching on YouTube. super chat, super stickers, gift channel memberships, buy a channel membership for yourself, and you have a chance at all these prizes. All you have to do is spend $3. And you have a chance to win all of these things here. And one person will win it. We'll pick out that winner on October 1st. So we do month-to-month raffles. And this is the raffle for the month of September. A random vintage Jets player t-shirt, a blast in the past. You're going to see a player and go, what in the name of everything that's holy? And it's really a surprise. So hopefully you enjoy it. We've got a New York Jets sideline hoodie from last year. We've got a New York Jets polo from this year. We've got a personalized autographed copy of Beyond Broadway Joe, the Super Bowl team that changed football, written, of course, by Bob Lederer. He will autograph that book, and then you, the winner, whoever you are, on October 1st, he will write whatever the inscription you desire in there. That was donated by Badshaw, so a big salute to our buddy Badshaw for donating. Back-to-back books. By the way, Dre Correa just got his cookbook from Super Bowl chef Tim Lopez. Thank you, Badshaw, for sending that over. So Dre will be cooking up all kinds of things, I'm sure. And then finally, a one-of-a-kind Jet Zone banner. That's a full Jet banner inside with a MetLife Stadium look. I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. So great stuff there as well. Those are the prizes that are available, baby, here on the program. All right, let's go to the phone lines here. Up first, Indy Jets on the program. What's up, Indy?
Good morning, BG. Quick thing on Gibson.
Yes, sir.
He's always been a bubble player. He was always at that the end of the roster. And sometimes the coach pops the bubble, and sometimes you pop your own bubble. And that's what happens when when you're literally on the bubble, And so AG just put it out there. This is what, if you guys are going to perform, and if you're not going to perform, you're not going to be on the field. And we kind of touched on it yesterday a little bit. If it was Quinnen Williams, who was an all-pro linebacker, he's going to get more leeway. He's farther away from the bubble. So the guys that are closer to the bubble, they have to perform all but flawlessly. You don't get a whole lot of responsibility. You're not going to be playing 40, 50 snaps, but the 4 or 5 snaps that you do perform in, you better do it. And if you don't, we'll find somebody else. And so, yeah, I don't have an issue with him popping his own bubble. He, that was a simple
self-inflicted wound, man. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was a simple transfer. He's running to the left, a simple transferring the ball from the right arm to the left arm, which is something he should have already known. Sure. And so, yeah, he popped his own bubble. And so now AG is standing on his word, and good for AG. So
I agree, 100%. Yeah, it was clear as day. He initially chose Xavier, said, "Hey man, you're my guy. I picked you over Jamal Pritchett. The job is yours." And then he fumbled. All right, well, new information's been provided. You've now lost the job. Yeah, right. I think it's very simple.
Yeah, and so so on a different note, AG, in about 30 minutes, 30 minutes from now, 24 years ago, the world changed. And and we noticed that even as of yesterday, there's still a lot of evil in the world. I just would like to remind people throughout our chat, we go back and forth. The Jets are entertainment, and we can all agree or disagree. Alan and I go back and forth about a lot of things. I think Alan's a great dude. He has some crazy Jets takes. But understand this: these are just opinions, and we can't take this too serious. And some people, what happened yesterday, somebody took an opinion too serious. So when we're sitting here in our chats, even if we don't agree with it, hey, let's please be respectful, because
yes,
yeah, because obviously you don't know the mentality of some people, and not that Boy Green show would be so fighting back and forth that it would incite violence, but it's just the example of, hey, we got to be respectful to each other, even if we don't agree with it. We're all here for one thing. BG puts on one of the best shows on the internet, literally.
Appreciate that.
You know, I and what happened, 24 years ago, and even yesterday here in Charlotte. You heard about the girl in Charlotte that right before the Charlie Kirk thing. That's just, but I just want everybody to just be respectful, and that goes outside of the BG world.
Of
I guess,
course.
so to
No.
speak. But
Right.
I still say, I still say my prayers for the FDNY. I'm pretty deep into the fire department over the last 30 years. But from everybody that was there, and that worked through the military guys that for the last 24 years have continued to give us the freedoms to have BG in the mornings. We just thankful for them, and say our prayers for everybody. And I appreciate you, BG, for giving me a few minutes of non-jet talk.
Hey, man. It's always welcome. I think there are special circumstances and situations that hit us all, and we've seen it throughout the show's history that have popped up here on the program that have deserved our attention, and I hope that we've always given it that place.
Absolutely, and just on a quick side note, today's
Sure.
Thursday. Today's Thursday. We've got football week
yeah,
2
great
starting
game.
tonight.
Yeah.
And today, tonight's the first game of Boy Green turning to Boy Blue.
Oh boy!
You remember that?
Oh boy! Yeah, I know what you're talking about. We'll see what happens in fantasy land, my friend. We'll see.
All right, my man. Have a great day.
I appreciate it. There he is, Indy Jets. Oh, Indy. One of a kind. All right, let's get to a few memberships being gifted. I see Neil Sr. getting involved. Hey now. All right, Neil, thank you. Boy Green Coffee Club memberships. We got to open up a pack of this.
It's Jets, Jets. I love Fireman Ed too.
Sinner would be very happy to hear you're now tied with Chef Kevin Gilbert in raffle tickets with a 5-pack. Very nice. All right, let's reveal those 5 new members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Those 5 new people are, and thank you, Neil, Island 24, Kyle Smith, Green Bean. Well, welcome back, Green Bean. Big Steve and Julio Kelly. Julio Kelly also getting a 5-pack of Boy Green Coffee Club memberships in there. All right, let's get to some more gifting. Dre Correa, baby. Whoa, mamacita. With a 10-pack of Boy Green Coffee Club memberships. Hey now. All right, let's get a lot of Jets love going on here, baby.
Here's what I do know. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
That we are, coach. Dre Correa now has a 21-pack. It's old enough to drink. A 21-pack of Boy Green Coffee Club memberships in terms of raffle tickets for this month. Let's read the 10 new members to the Boy Green Coffee Club, then we'll head back to the phone lines here. We've got Ire Kanai, Peter S., Maggie Kink, Nelson Gronjales, Mongo Horse Punch, Ty Rapp, Tyrone Garcia, Winston Grant, Brian Damage, Creo the Traveler. You guys are all now members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Okay, there we go. A salute to Dre Correa. And speaking of Dre Correa, our winner of the August raffle, excuse me, he joined us here on the show. What's up, Dre?
How you doing, Boy Green? Good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to see you too, pal. Thanks for support. Appreciate you, pal.
Of course, anything I can do for a fellow Puerto Rican and a fellow jet fighter, we will always be here for each other. Beautiful sentiment by Indy Jets. All I could say is I'm going to try to avoid that kind of conversation because it's a weird time in our society right now with everything that's going. So it's just, but we're better off just sticking to the jet land. We know what's out there. We know what's going on,
of course,
how things are going. Let's keep it at least at the jet land. We know where we all stand. We know we have love for all each other, and we just keep it there. That being said,
Yes.
I just wanted to thank you very much because the cookbook did arrive yesterday,
Ooh,
and
nice.
yeah, and it was beautiful. Can't wait. My family and I are very excited to try and make all the different foods. There's literally like a snack per to every team.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
it's a beautiful map that's in there that shows you where all the teams are actually from. So you're getting like the local cuisine from each state and things like that.
Yeah.
Super excited about it. So
Hey, shout out to
hopefully,
Badshaw. He donated it to the raffle, so really appreciate it. Very nice of him to do so. So he's been doing it every
absolutely,
month with a different book, which has been cool. So yeah. So no, that's
absolutely,
an
and that
excellent. So salute.
yeah, I'm super excited. I'm gonna actually, I need to have like someone who's really good with cooking. I need
Ah,
them to
yes.
supervise though, because if you leave it up to me, I will burn the whole house down.
Yeah, Chef Kevin Gilbert's my guy, so I can't wait to see him cooking up a
Mhm,
storm at the tailgate. But you're right, we should probably leave it to the professionals, of course. But I'll
mhm.
give credit. Chef Tim Lopez, who's the author of that book, says, "Hey, man, every average Joe can do it." So I'm going to test that theory out, and my fiance will be very close with a fire extinguisher just in case if I'm not able to pull that off. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, so we'll be both in the weeds trying to make it happen, and we'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to what we're gonna produce this Sunday.
Yeah, as am I,
But I
buddy.
definitely wanted to show some love to the show, show some love to the community. Just wanted to thank everybody. Is it wonderful to have this raffle, have the opportunity? I love the T-shirt that you sent as like the little gag gift.
You like
I
that?
and unfortunately it didn't fit. I was like, oh yeah, I
Ah,
can't wear this.
yeah, that's all right. But yeah, feel free to do
Mhm.
with that as you will, Dre. That is my gift from me to you.
Okay, appreciate that. Thank you so much. And once again, just want to point out my boy, he's 27 touchdowns away from breaking the all-time receiver touchdown record.
Let's go.
I
Let's
don't
go,
know.
G-Dub.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. I will say this: I was
Yes.
pleasantly surprised with Justin Fields' arm strength
Oh, wow.
and
Yeah.
the speed in which he throws the ball and how he was throwing it through people, through coverage in windows this big. I'm very hopeful that he could continue that level of success. And if he is doing so, maybe he might be interested in maybe being a bullpen pitcher for the Mets.
Ooh,
And then we
okay.
can finally stop the slide and try to make the playoffs.
And
And
that'd be
Justin
nice.
Field doesn't mind doing double work. So long as we're not playing on a Sunday, he should be available.
Yeah, I would say so. You're seeing Travis Hunter play two-way down there in Jacksonville. I see no problems with Justin Fields doing double duty here in New York. That would make a lot of sense, Trey.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Once again, just love to the team, love to the squad, everybody, the community. Love y'all. Take care.
Appreciate you, Dre. And yes, Ricky New York Live is like, is that Dre? That is Dre. Yes. Shout out to Dre Correa, baby. Again, he was the winner of our August raffle. He appreciated the gag gift, and I hope you guys too. I'll see how many more of those I have because that's been a lot of fun to throw that in there with all the other prizes. But Dre Correa, you are now in second place for the most raffle tickets for our contest this month. Appreciate it. We have 500 people in the room, guys. Don't forget, like the video if you're watching on YouTube. All right, let's go next. Ryan King joins us. What's up, Ryan?
Hey, how you doing, bud?
Hey, it's good to see you. It's been a hot second.
So yeah, it's been a while. I apologize, but
No reason to apologize, my fellow
just
handsome bearded
working a lot.
individual. Yeah, what's up?
Don't forget, Gibson fumbled twice in that game.
Yeah, what's the other one? So tell me this, and I want to make this clear, because like for Sunday I did the watch party, so I have the game like projecting, and there's a lot of things happening, and I'm going to be doing it again on Sunday. So someone else has kept telling me this, but I had not seen it. So what was the other fumble?
So Gibson was returning a kickoff, and he got around the 45-yard line.
Oh
And
yes, Marcelino McCrary ball. Yes,
he tripped himself, fell down, dropped the ball, got up. McCrary ball jumped on the ball, and Gibson got tackled by one of the Steeler players. And he didn't get touched. He tripped himself.
Shout out to Marcelino for having the headiness to just say, hey, I don't know if this is a fumble, but just in case I'm going to jump on this thing. Imagine that would have been a second turnover. Or, well, that would have been the first. The other one would have been second. But the point is, yeah, that could have been another one. Oh, my God. And that should have been – and that's the craziest thing in the world because the seas had parted. That could have been a touchdown for the Jets. And the old turf monster, he trips. Oh, God. That's – yes, I forgot about that one.
So I never verified the stat, but someone had said on the Jay Gasman show that was 11 fumbles in 35 games for Gibson.
Yeah, let me see. Rich Samini definitely had that in his piece when Xavier got cut. And I saw it, went, whoa, that number is alarming. So, yeah, we'll be able to confirm that number here in just a second because I saw it when Rich Samini had it in the middle of his piece about the Jets cutting Gibson on fumbles. So let's see. Let me see if I can find that real quick here from Rich. He definitely had that in this piece right here. Let me see. Gibson's mistake, blah, blah, blah. Gibson. I know he had it in here. Maybe I'm not going to find it, but I swear to God he had it. Oh, yeah, there it is. In 2+ seasons, Gibson has fumbled 10 times in his various roles. So I assume that one would have counted as 11. So you're right. Wow.
Yep, it would have been 11. So
Jesus.
the few things that I could say that I am hopeful for this season is number one, the offense. Like that gave me such joy and happiness. I mean, that we were able to do that. We haven't seen this kind of offense since 2015. And before that, it was like maybe 2009, 2010. You know,
that's a long
and
time.
so I mean it's been quite a while. So that gives me the optimism. The other two things is them cutting Gibson or Glenn cutting Gibson, and I've said this before, and I've made this suggestion before. That's a very Parcells thing to do. He used to cut someone just out of the blue every year to send a message to the team.
Right.
And he did, and it definitely did, because he was a no BS kind of guy. And, Glenn doing that kind of comes from that coaching tree. And that gives me, with the accountability and everything else, gives me more hope. So I'm kind of excited to see how this thing goes. The only thing that I'm concerned with is our secondary, and it's like the Bills were on fire throwing through the air. I mean, they threw at will, especially at the end of the game. And that's the one thing that worries me.
Here's the only thing, and maybe this is blind stupidity by me, or whatever you want to call it, or blind optimism. Aaron Glenn played corner for 15 years in the NFL. If he can't get that part right, what can he get right? So that's the part where I'm like, the offense looked good. That was our biggest question heading into the season. What the hell is this offense going to be? It's going to be this drag. Hopefully we get 10 points a game. Obviously it's not, at least initially. So that part's good. Phenomenal. All right, Aaron Glenn, turn that cat backward, go into the lab with Steve Wilkes and figure out, was it a schematic thing? Is it just Brandon Stevens slipping all over the place? Obviously, it wasn't just him. Michael Carter II had issues. Quincy was erratic. So there's a few things here, there, and the other where. That's the confidence I have, blind confidence, I guess, that just Aaron Glenn is going to be able to fix this. Like, that's the part that gives me the most confidence.
Well, the other two things that give me confidence is, number one, when the Steelers scored, and then Gibson fumbled and gave it back, and they scored. So they scored two touchdowns within 53 seconds. The thing that gives me confidence with the response to that is the Jets got the ball back, and they never stopped. They drove back down the field, and they scored a touchdown. They did not give up. If this was Robert Saleh's team,
woe is me,
it would have been over. Okay. Yeah. But number two, there was I forget what speed. There was one of the guests on the Jay Gasman show had said, I think it was Will Parkinson. He said that during the two touchdowns, the one that I forget which ones, but during the two touchdowns, there was a miscommunication on the defense where Carter thought that they were in man. I'm sorry, he thought that they were in zone, and he was playing zone, and the rest of the defense was playing man, and that's why his guy got open. And then the other one, Brandon Stevens, thought that they were in man, and they were actually in zone, and that's how that happened. So that's what's been, floated out there. I don't know how true it is.
Sure.
But that makes sense. If there was a miscommunication on the defense and they switched the play, because, Aaron Rodgers likes to switch the play at the line.
Sure.
If our defense would switch at the line and it wasn't communicated through everyone, that makes sense. So that gives me a little bit of,
Right,
hope.
that's correctable, of course.
Yeah, that's something that's easy. That is correctable. And then you take the Gibson fumble away, and now you're talking about a completely different game.
Mm-hmm.
So,
That's true, 100%. So hopefully, again, the defensive things. Hopefully, there's two big things here from the Jets looking at themselves, let alone what the Bills are going to do. Is this offense sustainable? I would say it is. Especially they left meat on the bone. There were plays the Jets offense missed out on, and they were so good. But that's like nitpicking. And you go to the other side. Can we clean up our own BS on defense? If there was man versus zone miscommunications of what it was or what it wasn't. And if you could fix those two things, I think regardless of whatever the Bills bring to the table, I think the Jets are going to be in a good position.
last question for you.
Yes, sir.
What do you think? Would you be upset if the Jets cut ties with with Lazard? And do you think that they will?
Would I be upset? No, I would not be upset. Now, the only reason for anyone to be upset out there in the universe is if you out in the universe seriously question the depth of the Jets receiver room, and you're like, I don't love Lazard, but he's an NFL receiver. How many of them are out there? I don't know. I don't have the free agents in front of me. So that would be the only reason for anyone to be upset. And I think upset is too aggressive of a word to even use for that. So no, if Aaron Glenn's like, you know what, I've had enough. I only really held on to him, so there was no week one silliness where I immediately bring him over there and they brain drain him and get all kinds of concepts on Tanner Angstrand that's super annoying, and they get a lot from him for that. So if Aaron Glenn was like, you know what, I just wanted that just to make sure that didn't happen, because him being a healthy scratcher week one caught my attention. And then the way that Aaron Glenn described it on Monday seemingly indicated that Lazard could be in line to be benched again this week as another healthy scratch based on his commentary. You know, we'll see where he's at. Like that, I'm just storing that in the back of my brain if he's another healthy scratch, because that's one of the things I'll cover for Heavy is the active and inactive list. And that'll be fascinating to see. So no, I would not be upset at all. And quite frankly, in theory, it should be more opportunities for Arian. It should be more opportunities for whoever is going to be the other receiver. I know technically that's Isaiah Williams right now, who they took off the Bengals practice squad, but he's probably exclusively return man. He's probably not going to know the offense well enough, but whoever those other guys are, Tyler Johnson and folks of that nature, I'm cool with the reps being split up among the group, addition by subtraction. So no, I got no issues with that.
And do you think that we call up Pritchett at any point during the season?
I hope so, man, because I know Aaron Glenn said on Monday, or no, that would have been Wednesday, yesterday, that, you know, we have not made any firm decisions on who's replacing the Gibson role or Quinnen Williams, who, like I said, I think there's a chance he's going to miss this week. So I would say this week would be the call-up opportunity. So you have a maximum of 2 practice squad elevations to use on a week-to-week basis. Like you can pull up to 2 people like for this week's game. How would Jamal not be one of those choices to give him a shot? So I think that's what happens. I think Jamal gets called up temporarily, whether it's this week, next week, or whenever. He's gonna get his chance. And then if he looks good, the Jets full-time figure out and reshuffle the board, and he's a full-time member of the 53-man roster and sign him outright. So, but I think he's going to have to prove himself on an opportunity on one of these games.
I appreciate it, Boy Green. And listen, the last caller that said something about, you know, hey, I don't want to bring this up and I don't want to do this and that. And, you know, let's just stick to football. We got to understand that football is also about people, and we're about people. You know, you're a dad. I'm a dad. A lot of these Jet fans are dads. And what happened yesterday is atrocious. Forget about the person's views. Forget about the person's what they did for a living. He was a father.
Yeah.
He was a person. He was a son. He was a husband. Mm-hmm. And we need to remember that. And I just feel disgusted about yesterday because of the person, the father, the husband. I mean, he's got 2 kids, a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old, and it's just horrible. And I think that people forget the person behind the person.
They do too often, Ryan. Yes.
And I don't know how old you are, but
32.
Okay, I'm 39. Back in the 90s, we used to be able to talk, debate, and agree to disagree, but see each other's side.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that these days. Even disagreements with football or about teams or about, wins and losses, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's like, let's get back to being able to open up the floor for discussions and hear the other person out, whether it's a Dolphin fan or a Patriot fan or whatever the case is. But let's treat each other with respect.
It's a good message. Ryan, thanks for calling in, brother, and I hope you call back in again in the future. It's always fun having you on the show. I agree. As much as I enjoy all of you people calling into the show and saying, Paul, you're a handsome devil, and damn it, you have the best show in the universe. And obviously those things are all true. But I like it when we have conversation. Paul, you said this, I think this. All right, let's flesh it out here on the show. You're here, I'm here. These stats, these analytics, these feelings, these numbers. Like, let's have conversations. I welcome opposing opinions, opposing conversations. I think that's better for everyone. We're all in a better place because of that, in my mind. We'll go back to the phone lines in just a second. Dre Correa with a discount double check of Boy Green Coffee Club memberships. He just gifted another 10-pack, baby. Hey, now. You want to know what else you love to see?
Kevin James. I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your
All right, here are the 10 new members to Boy Green Coffee Club. Real quick, because I don't know if I'll be able to bring up this question. Bada Bing just asked, should I trade Nico Collins away in fantasy? No, don't overreact. Hold on to Nico Collins. Don't sell him low. Also, here are the 10 new members to Boy Green Coffee Club. We have Loose Seal Ball. Ah, that's funny. Michael Nero, Planet for Us, G Money, OG Jet Fan 1985 is back. James Kennedy is back. Bob Bianchi. Let's see, who else do we have here? Banks. Paul Taxter is back. Paul Bruno. A lot of Pauls. I like the over-under on Pauls. You guys are all now back. And Dre Correa, you now hold sole possession of second place in our raffle contest so far this month, which we appreciate. All right. Let's go back to the phone lines here on the program. We've got Easy. What's up, Easy? Whoa, what are you? Is that a pillow? What is that? Oh, a package. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Let's go full screen on Easy. Let's see what the hell's going on here. Oh, nice. I can't hear anything you're saying because your mic's off, but
my hoodie came.
Ah, nice. Okay, the hoodie's looking sharp. I like that. You got the old school, new school, whatever you want to call it, I guess. Logo.
Well,
Very nice.
I wanted something with the up to date logo.
Yeah.
I either wanted the Namath logo with the hollow out NY and the Jets across, or I wanted this. I don't like the one. Let's face it. I don't want to have anything that has to do with the last 5 years.
Very fair. Very fair. Touche, Easy. I like that. But good hoodie. Very nice.
I wanted to say one thing about what happened yesterday in Utah.
All right.
I don't agree with his politics. I think some of the things he said is egregious. With that said, he was a human being.
Yep.
And he was a father and a husband, and he was loved by people. And that is not the way to resolve differences in this country.
Cheers.
We are a democracy in this country, and I want it to stay that way. So anything that I say political is based on me wanting to preserve my country as a constitutional democracy. I have some views that are that are on the right. I have some views that are on the left. Most of my views are right down the middle, but no one deserves to die over it. And I just want to say that nobody deserves to die over a political view. That's what he did. That's how he made his money. There were a lot of people in this country that agree with him. What are we supposed to do? Have a civil war and have 46% of the country die? That's not a doable thing. It's not sustainable. And we as a country have to wake up, and I'm not saying it's ever going to be kumbaya, but we've got to go back to, Ronald Reagan and Tip O'Neill yucking it up in the White House, trying to get along and compromising and getting shit done. Compromise means you get some of what you want and some of what you don't want.
Mhm.
That's compromise, working with each other, not taking things and jamming stuff through without the feelings of other people. And that is the only thing I want to say about politics. Back
Fair
to the
enough.
Jets.
Yeah, sure.
Gibson did not get fired just because he fumbled that ball.
Okay.
He got fired because he's consistently been either fair catching where he had opportunities to run
All right.
and fumbling many times. Like we said, he fumbled twice on Sunday, not
Yeah.
just once. He
Right.
was having a really good run back, and he
Sure.
lost the ball. And if it wasn't for Ball getting on that thing,
Another turnover. Yeah.
right. So I think Aaron Glenn, because of Gibson's choices back there, it was just too much.
Yeah.
And there was some guys that he put on the practice squad, and like the other guy was saying, if you're a bubble player, you better be perfect. And he wasn't. And I feel bad that he lost his job, but he will be a player in this league.
That's what
He's got
Coach
talent.
Glenn said. He said he will
He
land
has
somewhere else.
talent.
Yeah.
He will. He'll land on his feet, and he'll learn from this and be a better player because of it.
We can only hope, BC. We can only hope for his sake.
Yeah. So anyway, that's pretty much what I had to say. Oh, and Justin Fields, there was some, I didn't get to say this yesterday, but there were a couple of throws that Justin Fields made, which Tom Brady would have been proud of.
For sure.
I mean, that throw to Ruckert. I mean, you talk about a fastball right down the middle of the plate that went between a bunch of hands and arms. Holy Moses. When I saw that, I was like, this kid is on fire today.
So hopefully we can continue to see it easy. I love that throw to Jeremy Ruckert. Around defenders, he did a very nice job. Let's keep the train rolling. Up next, Kyle Clifton, baby. What's up, Kyle?
Oh, boy, Green.
Look at this on the rock shirts here. Led Zeppelin, AC/DC. Okay, I like the vibe today from everybody.
Well,
Nice.
I had to get dressed up to go to work. So
okay. There you go.
So yeah, tough day. I'm from the Rockaways, where I think I calculated at some point they lost 0.1% of the population on 9/11.
Wow.
Friends and neighbors. I remember spending 3 days in and out of memorials and stuff like that. I was down there the night after with a Long Island City movie lighting company trying to light the site, and just devastation and people, adventurism, people not really understanding the gravity of the situation. When your friends and neighbors go, it's very tough. I hope we haven't lost the lessons of that day. That's all I really have to say about it.
Of course.
The opening about Quinnen. I don't know if I'm in a rush to give Quinnen extra money. I want to see. I mean, we've spent the last few years losing with Quinnen, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how much he's dependent on his brother being happy. I don't know.
That's a good point. I don't know that yet.
Yeah, I don't know what it would take to sign him long term. I feel like these bigger guys might wear out a little bit quicker than some of these other positions. I think that we probably have an extra year, whether we realize it or not. I was looking it over the cap. It said something about 2.5 guaranteed, although the dead money was like 14 or something like that.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So it's a little confusing depending on your contract website you look at. So,
but I mean, in the following year, you can definitely get out of that contract with little issue.
Yeah.
But I want to tap the brakes. I want to see how the defense performs under Glenn.
Yep.
And I want to, if we can get to a point where we're starting to talk with Quincy and we feel like we're going to get him at a discount, and we feel like maybe they're a package deal, and we can get a little bit of a break with Quinnen as well.
Ooh,
then
yeah,
maybe
nice.
we'll look at it.
Sure.
But if we've lost with Quinnen and Quincy, we can continue to lose without them, right? Like, I want to start making business decisions based on what's best for the team, and not just reflexively. And I think Quinnen when he's right, can be a game wrecker. But I want him to get back to what he was 2 or 3 years ago when we were seeing that on the regular. That's all I had, and I appreciate your time.
Thank you, Kyle. Yeah, it's good to again. We just talked about opposing opinions, right? It's a sexy thing. Let's all pay Quinnen Williams. Let's pay Quinnen Williams. That's what I said. Kyle presented some points that can consider the other side. We have a super chat coming in from Dre Correa. Let's send that up on the board real quick.
Wow.
Hey, 4 more raffle tickets based on your previous super chat combinations. Appreciate you. You got 35 raffle tickets for our contest. Ryan and everyone else, we have to stop listening to respond and start listening to understand. Remember to maintain respect for one another. JETS, 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 Jets. Well said, Dre. Well said. Guys, we're running out of time, so I'm going to try to get to as many of your calls as possible here on the program. I'll try to go rapid fire here. Mr. Famous Fulton, you're on.
Hello. How are you this morning, Paul?
I'm doing well, my friend. What's on your mind?
Well, I'm getting with my musical for this Sunday for the rehearsal.
Okay.
We still haven't. Well, I still haven't had my script yet, but hopefully, when I do, I'll try to read the script to you for the policeman.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So it's going to be a long process, but I'm going to Charlotte's Web tonight for the play for tonight. So just want to give a shout out to everyone who's participating in that play tonight. So wish them all the luck.
There you go. Salute, Mr. Famous Fulton. Appreciate you again. When you get that script, feel free to bring it on the show. Next, 04 Jets fan. What's up, buddy?
Oh, not much. I'm excited to see the moves they're making.
Mm-hmm.
I was seeing something from Jets Digest that they made another move or something. I don't know. I haven't watched the video yet. Could be related to the Isaiah kid they brought in. They're usually about a few hours behind, anyways.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Could be something new. Lord knows.
Yeah, I would just say any of the roster moves that happened is basically Xavier Gibson got cut. They replaced that spot immediately with Isaiah Williams. They stole him off the Cincinnati Bengals practice squad. When you sign a player off a practice squad, they have to go to the 53-man roster. So that was the immediate move. And then earlier in the week, they did switch out running backs. Lawrence Toafili-Poor went out from Rookie New York Live. Was placed with Kylan, I believe his name is last name. It's Kylan Robinson. That's it, I believe. Former Jaguars draft pick. So he's on the practice squad as well. He also has some return experience. So it seems like they're adding a few more bodies there.
And I did have one thought with Vera Tucker being on the IR for the season.
Yeah.
His salary doesn't count towards the cap this year, does it?
It does. Yeah, there is. My father has argued that if a player gets placed on IR, he would like that to not count against the cap because that's unfair to the team. My father has argued for that. The NFL still hasn't listened to him yet, but yes, it unfortunately does still count the same as it would if he was here or not here.
Okay, I just didn't know if it did or not because I was thinking, well, maybe you could use his $15 million he was going to make this year.
Yeah, fully guaranteed.
And go sign like an Amari Cooper and another safety kind of player.
Yeah, no, I got you. So unfortunately, ABT is out of the mix as it pertains to that for Jets fan. And Amari Cooper just retired, so he's out as well. But appreciate the call. Thank you very much. Again, I'm going to keep going rapid fire here. We only have a few minutes left before I have to jump on to do one of those Jets-Bills interviews you guys were asking about. So, again, let me try to get to every caller we can. Man with the Jet Tattoo, you're next. What's up, Carl?
Hey, Boy Green, how you doing?
Excellent.
Hey, I just want to say one thing, and I usually don't like to get caught up in politics.
Yeah.
But speaking of Utah, several months ago, Senator, I think her name was Hortman, was murdered with her husband.
Jesus. Okay.
Probably over their views. So I didn't hear anybody, on this channel saying anything about that. Maybe they weren't high profile enough. I don't know. But the point is now, why do we have to kill each other? Why do we have to hate each other over politics? I've been around a long time. I've had very good friends of mine that were completely opposite politically, religiously, whatever, and we were friends. And now if you disagree with somebody, I mean, I've lost family members over politics. I've lost.
Wow.
It's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. And, the division is in this country is only making this country weaker. So everybody remember that, divided we fall. And that's all I want to. That's all I want to say.
I appreciate that, Carl. Thank you so much. I would just say real quick, I try to be a very simple man. I root for the green team. I don't talk politics on the show. I hope my green team wins more than they lose. That's how I say it. In terms of all the political stuff, I normally try to keep all of that off the show on either way. Up, down, left, right, in the middle. Up next, Johnny Boy. Let's go. What's up, Johnny?
PG, what's going on, man?
Jesus Christ. Yes.
Hey,
yes,
Jets stuff real quick, right?
Yeah.
New merch dropped yesterday. You saw that, right?
Say that one more time?
The new Jets Rivals jersey and all that.
Oh, yes. I haven't gotten I don't have one, so I don't get to see it up close and personal, but the what they debuted and teased and what I saw did not seem to be the same jersey, but I do not know.
So this is my opinion, only. I think it's straight trash. So I'm being honest with you. Yeah. That NY hat with the thing on top of it, and with the Gotham City football.
Well, I've not seen that yet, so I got to go look at that. Okay.
Yeah, it looks like you could have copped it off of Canal Street. If I'm being
no.
And I was trying to give it a chance. I wanted to see it when it came out like that, but nah, man, it's just straight trash. Keep this logo. This logo's where it's at. I mean, you got it on your hat as well.
There we go, baby. Yeah.
I know you got to head out, so I just wanted to come about that. Peace.
Johnny, thank you so much. A great show, everybody. The 500 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe. Thank you so much. I got to hop on over to do one of those Jets Bills interviews. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We'll have more coverage today. Again, Boy Green meets Rudy, Kevin Masseri. He'll be joining us at 3 o'clock live. For Boy Green Coffee Club members, you'll get our Sal Capaccio interview before everybody else, being a Boy Green Coffee Club member here on YouTube. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We will see you next time. Take care.